Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is kind of an eyeshadow 101 video, and I'm focusing on hooded eyes because I have slightly hooded eyes, and that requires a different kind of application technique to other eye types. Now, of course, you don't have to use these techniques. You can just apply eyeshadow however you like, but these sort of do's and don'ts that I'm about to show you in this video, they have helped me personally to make the most out of my eye shape. So I'm just going to share with you some of the eyeshadow application tricks and tips that I do, and also some of the steps to avoid when you have hooded eyes, because with some techniques you can actually make your hoods become even more prominent, and I personally don't think that's very flattering, so that's why I did this video. But of course, this video is not solely about hooded eyes. I also show some basic techniques that any person with any eye type can use. So I hope that this video gives you useful information even if you don't have hooded eyelids. So yeah, that's pretty much all from me. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you find it informative and helpful. And if you do, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. So yeah, that's all from me, and let's jump into the video. So the first and most important step is prepping the eyes. Most people have some level of discoloration on their eyelids or veins showing through. I have both, so creating a smooth and even base for eyeshadow is crucial. That's why the first do is priming the eyes. You can use eye primer or concealer or whatever works for you the best, but priming helps immensely, especially with eyeshadows looking more vibrant, blending out more easily, and also staying on the eyes a lot longer. Now, what you don't want to do is apply eyeshadow straight on the eyelid with no prepping whatsoever. Usually the true color of the eyeshadow does not show up on the lid. It looks blotchy and uneven, it is not very easy to blend out, and also the color will most likely start creasing on the eye and will wear off a lot more quickly. The second do is setting the primer down with either a face powder or an eyeshadow that is close to your skin tone. Not all primers leave a tacky base after applying, so you might feel that you don't need to do this step, but I find it so much easier to apply eyeshadow evenly after setting down the primer, making sure that the eyeshadow will not cling to any unwanted areas. Now, unless you are a complete pro in applying eyeshadow, what you want to avoid, especially with very tacky eye primers, is going in with eyeshadow straight away. The moment you put the brush on your eyelid, the eyeshadow will cling to the primer and the color will stick to that exact place. And if you place the color somewhere you didn't want to, or you just applied the color too heavily, it will be a lot more difficult to blend out. Another important step is using a transition shade and gradually building up the color. Applying a lighter shade in the crease area will make blending out darker colors that you put on top easier. It will create a nice gradient and make the colors look more seamless. You want to take your time building the eyeshadow, and don't be put off if the transition shade barely looks like anything on the eyes. Trust me, it will work its magic once you start layering other colors on top. What you don't want to do is go in straight away with heaps of dark eyeshadow. It can be tempting to try and get an opaque eye look as quickly as possible, but it will probably not look as nice as you would like it to. It's a lot more difficult to blend out, and don't even get me started on the fallout. The next do is related to the previous point. You want to gradually build colors from lightest to darkest and take your time blending the shadows. When it comes to building up darker colors on hooded eyes, a vital technique that I have learned is to take the eyeshadows higher up from the crease. With some of the other eye shapes, taking dark colors above the crease can make the eye look smaller, but with hooded eyes, that is exactly the type of effect we want. We want to hide the hood on the lid, so taking dark colors on the hood of the eye will create the illusion that the hood is not so prominent. What you don't want to do is place darker colors below the hood of the eye and keep them strictly in the crease. That will have the opposite effect and make the hood of your eye become even more noticeable and heavy. The next tip is about applying shimmery eyeshadow. You want to build a shimmery shadow on the eyelid only, making sure that you don't take it too high up on the hood of the eye. After having applied the shimmery color, you want to blend the edges of the shadow to get rid of any harsh lines. What you don't want to do when you have hooded eyes is take the shimmery color on the actual hood of the eye. Shimmery shades are meant to enhance and make features more evident, so putting them on the hood of the eye will again make the hood stand out even more, which we really don't want to do. The next do is specifically for hooded eyes and can be somewhat surprising since brows are not something that comes to mind when you think about applying eyeshadow. But actually the way you draw or fill in your brows has a considerable impact on how the eye look will turn out when you have hooded eyes. What you want to do is draw the eyebrows on more straight than arched, leaving less room between the brow and the eye. This means that you have less room to fill with eyeshadow and it makes the hooded area look smaller. What you don't want to do is draw very high arched brows, since that elongates the hooded area and makes the hood of the eye again more noticeable. The next do is again related to the previous point. When applying a brow bone highlight, you don't want to apply something overly shimmery, and it is also a good idea to use a very light amount applied close to the actual brow and even blend it out a bit with your finger or brush. Brow bone highlight is used to lift the brow, so what you don't want to do is use a super shimmery brow, apply too much and take it too far down. This will again make the hood of the eye stand out more than it needs to. The final do is about applying eyeliner. Eyeliner is tricky enough to use as it is, but with hooded eyes you need to be extra careful. What you want to do is use the eyeliner sideways and simply extend your bottom lash line. Also, you want to work in small strokes, not to create too heavy a line, because we've all been in the situation where you get a bit carried away trying to make the eyeliner match on both eyes and end up taking it on your whole eyelid. So what you don't want to do is apply eyeliner too heavily and draw the wing at too steep of an angle. This will just make the visible part of your eyelid seem smaller, create the illusion that your eyes are pushed more into the socket, and also make the wing somewhat disappear where the hood falls on your eye. All in all, not a flattering look. And this, guys, concludes this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in my next one. Bye!